Good day, colleagues. Welcome to this short video looking at creating online lectures in worked examples using a tablet. So this is if you have a tablet at home or at work that has a stylus with sufficient accuracy that you can actually write with it and write on screens. You could even use this if you're not going to write out. You could use it for highlighting things and presenting PowerPoints and the likes, similar concepts, but especially this is useful if you can write out worked examples and concepts and the like. So couple of things we're going to be looking at is firstly just connecting a computer and tablet together. This is not necessary. You can just record directly on a tablet and upload from there. So the first step is optional, but if you do want to add it into software or anything else, it is useful to do. And then how to record details, how to edit and upload, well, very basic, tips and tricks and an example of a video. And just to point out a couple of things, this is really looking at simple techniques. There are better software packages and systems available for doing what I'm going to show you now, but this is just using the basics out there that you hopefully will have easy access to get up and running relatively quickly. So firstly, to connect tablets for recording lectures, if you want to copy and paste your screen onto your laptop, and then you can see what's happening on your screen and then record it directly onto your computer. There are various ways of doing this. For instance, Miracast for Android devices and Connect on a laptop, and I'll show you a quick example of that. For instance, here is Connect open on my computer, and then what I will do from my from my tablet, is just identify this device, connect through to it, and then when that happens, these screens become synchronized so that now anything I do on my tablet is immediately synchronized, well, shown on my screen, and then I can record it. So at this stage, I can pull up software, anything I want on my tablet, and then start editing it from here. But we'll come back to that just now. So looking though rather at the now starting to record it. If you're going to record from a laptop or PC, so this is assuming you've synchronized your tablet screen to your computer screen, and now you're recording what you see on your screen. Any screen recording software will work, provided it is of sufficient quality, should be more than fine. You can do this directly into Camtasia as I'm doing it right now, but once again, you don't necessarily need fancier software. There are various things available. If you are doing something on your tablet, once again, any screen recording software can be used. There are some freeware download versions available for recording screens. I tried a couple, didn't have anything too successful, but maybe in the comments someone can leave comments regarding what they found to work best. I've been using Mobizen. You do pay for it, but it's about 25 Rand a month, so relatively cheap, and that's been quite good for getting everything done and yeah, uploading videos based on immediately recording what you see on your screen. Then just one thing, make sure your audio quality is okay. Now, in terms of tablets, I've actually found I've had a Samsung tablet, and I literally just talk to the tablet, and that works absolutely fine. I don't even need a microphone jack. The microphone is sufficient quality. On my laptop, I need an external microphone, so I normally just use a headset. I find that to be best quality, but see from what you have what the quality is like, and then whether it is sufficient for what you're doing. Then now, once you have created something, you can edit and upload it. If you create an MP4 file for one of the recording software packages earlier, it's possible to upload the file straight to Sunlearn if you're on the Stellenbosch University campus, well, or off campus, but if you're a Stellenbosch University member, or you can upload directly to YouTube with what you've created. You could embed what you've created in a PowerPoint and then further record this or add this to other presentations and other sections of your notes to be able to do it. And then any simple video editing software can be useful for cutting out unwanted bits. So especially the introduction, while you're getting your audio levels right, if you make a mistake, it depends on how professional you're looking at doing it, but even simple video editing software is not a bad thing to have for going through and tidying up what you've done at the end. But now a couple of tips and tricks when it comes to creating content. Now, firstly, not all tablets have sufficient screen resolution for your writing to look neat enough. If you're recording a PowerPoint presentation and you're just highlighting the odd thing here and there, that might be absolutely fine. If you're actually writing out details, you have to look that your tablet has sufficient accuracy to do that. If you do, you are going to be writing out examples and explaining concepts, it's useful to have a PDF that you fill in. It doesn't necessarily have to be PDF, it could be any format, but it's quite nice if you have a PDF that you and the students have with pictures or diagrams and various things already there, and then you fill in the main details outside of that just to speed things up. Otherwise, you can spend quite a lot of time writing out examples. OneNote is quite useful for linking your laptop and tablet and adding content, etc., etc. So when it comes to doing something like that, anything you add to your tablet or add to OneNote on your computer, you can actually synchronize directly to your laptop. And then you can quickly create a template that you fill in. And it's one nice way of speeding up it. Especially you can copy and paste, for instance, a question into a template and then start working through it. I'm actually just going to display that to you now. Let's put that on full screen. So here you'll see a worked example from a previous video we've done in one of our courses. Here is the problem presented for this fourth year engineering module. Here's a diagram explaining what's to be done. And then here's something I started sketching up to explain, but you can draw on things, you can mark up whatever you need, you can label things as you go. And then here you'll see my writing as we gradually go through and explain the problem. But every once in a while, if I want to refer to something, I've added, for instance, excerpts from our design code here, and then can go through that as we go. What was useful is this was all pre-done and then printed out, so I had something to work from. And then, as I said, you just keep going and keep going. And then once again, this was done in more than one section, so I could just add 2 or 3 videos from this one worked out example. And even you can create a table if you've got a lot of stuff to add in. You can fill in a table just to speed things up, otherwise it really can get quite long depending on what you're doing. But yeah, so that is one useful thing, is that if you've got notes that students have, you copy and paste diagrams out of that into OneNote. It synchronizes and then you take it from there. And then while we're here, just showing, there is Mobizen on the side. That is the button. For instance, I would click record on that and then it would count down and it would just record directly onto my laptop, so onto my tablet. So that would be, if I don't interface my laptop and tablet, I just press that button, talk, record, write out the example, and it'll create an MP4 file that I can upload straight at the end. Now we're just going to swap back to the discussion. Now, as I said, complete an example of your lecture, print it out in color if needed, and use this to guide you. It's very useful to have that right next to you. It's very easy to make mistakes as you go, especially if you're trying to explain things and talk and write. You really can cause problems with writing out the wrong thing. If you do have a lot to write out, recordings can be paused. Alternatively, if you are using video editing software, you can write it all up and then just speed up your writing. It reduces the length of videos by quite a bit. And then make sure you're in a quiet place. It's very easy for noise to be recorded from whatever is happening around you. Even cars driving past can be picked up if you're close to a road. And then, if possible, have a number of shorter videos. That will make your life a lot easier, especially if you make some mistakes along the way. So here you'll see an example created in OneNote, but once again you could use any software package, and this was a postgrad design module. Here you can see that ugly sort of border around the top. I actually just edited out afterwards, but you don't necessarily need to do that. Various diagrams have been put in place. As you can see here, it's edited out the border, but once you've got that, then you can actually just start working it out and start explaining it. So this is quite useful if you want to go through concepts and explain specific concepts, shorter videos looking, for instance, this is stress strains and forces and design of members in fire, composite members. And then also after that, as seen here, you can put in parts of the question, you can put in details, you can put in everything that the students basically have in a separate diagram, and then start working on it, and then taking through everything from here. Once again, you can speed this up should it become too long. Be careful of trying to put too much in at a time. It just becomes really tedious to watch the whole thing. But you can focus then on the main concept going through the video, and also just be careful of getting a bit lost in your especially in something like OneNote where there aren't constraints that you have to keep you in one place. You can go off to the side, but it's also nice. You can add a lot of colors and diagrams and figures to make it interesting. Okay, hopefully that's been useful, and hopefully you can implement that yourselves.